So this is part 2 of this trying to help you live and deal with uncertainty in life. And so the first part, I talked about the importance of the core, about coming home within the body and how important that is. So this time what I want to do is I want to give you some exercises, first of all, to be able to relax if you have problems with back, and also to be able to strengthen the core. Now, if you have back problems, you have to be very, very, very careful because, you know, every slight twitch will like that. Now, gurus used to say when when we were in transformation that back problems is just part of transformation. And what a guru used to say is, so what are you holding back? And frequently, back problems, especially lower back problems, are muscles that are held, that are emotions that are held in the muscle tissues. And oftentimes those emotions are fear and also anger. Now, anger is an emotion that most of us would prefer not to feel, or we certainly would prefer to think that we're not feeling that. So we normally throw it on others, or we throw it on situations, which is, it doesn't help the world at all. The world does not need more anger. The world needs to find ways to bring us together. And when you're well within yourself, you're not feeling pain, and you're also present, then you become what is one of the greatest teachers I had said, you're part of the solution and not part of the problem. Because trying to convince others that you're right is, it's a no-go. You know, it only creates fights and fear, because you're just saying this is my opinion and they're saying that is their opinion, and it's one opinion as opposed to another opinion. And frankly, we are not our opinions. We're much more than that. And when you start coming home and living from the body, you also start letting go of this obsession with your opinion, saying this is who I am, because it's not. It's an opinion. And that means that you can also start being more compassionate or understanding with some other opinions of other people. We're going to be having a lot of opinions in the world because the entire world is in transformation. And so if there was a guru there, the guru would be saying, so what are you holding back? And oftentimes it's because we're holding back parts of ourselves. So let me show you first an exercise called Nabi. And you have to start very simply. I'm going to go to the side so you can see. If you have back problems, the important thing is that you need to support your back. So you can either put your hands palm down just under your back, okay? Stretch your legs out, and you can start by kicking one leg up very slowly, and then the other. And you need to be able to work up to, I actually do most days, 100 of these together, okay? But initially it might be very difficult. So what you want to do is not, because you don't want to put a space between, if you're doing this, you're not using the muscles of your back. You want to make sure that your back is completely on the ground. So I actually have my hands up when I do that, and you can touch like this. Touch. Now you'll find it's harder work, okay? If that's okay, you can also do it this way, where you're holding your knee. That's a little bit more difficult, okay? And you know, you can start with 10 a day, all right? One leg after the other. You can also put music on. That helps, all right? I would say not do it fast, do it consciously. At first you might knock the ground down, but the stronger you get, you can just, in other words, my leg is not reaching the ground. Okay, it's just up. And if you could see my foot, I'm not letting my foot flop. I'm actually keeping it active, so my foot is actually like this. Okay, and then the full is holding your hands like this, and what I do is that, okay? And I touch 1, and then go this way. 2. And I do this for 100. And you will feel your muscles here. All right? Now, that is something that strengthens this area. But before you begin, there's all sorts of things you can do. If you have back problems, what you want to do is you want to be able to relax the muscles. So you can either just do that, round your back as much as you can, and just hold yourself like that. If that's okay, put your hands underneath and drop your head on your knees. Okay? Another thing you can do is a child pose, which is this. Also, another thing, you can rest your feet like this. Put one arm around, the other arm back, and just slowly turn to the side. And then to the other. The reason I'm doing these so slowly is because I'm doing it consciously. All right? So I'm opening up here. What you want to do is that the more present you are here, this allows this part of the body to open. Your heart is open. Hearts want to be open. All right? They don't like to close. But in order for a heart to be open, you have to be present down here. That allows the heart to be open, and that doesn't make you sentimental. It actually makes you strong. That's what makes you vulnerable, that you can talk about vulnerability. And that means that you can also access that in others. You can have real conversations when you're living down here. When you're living up here, you can't. You just get too emotional. So I hope that that helps. That's the part number 2, talking about how you can help strengthen the back and move back muscles, because we're all having that. This is another exercise I have in my book, which is Embody. And it's the power of presence in an age of distraction. And I can't tell you how many things that are in this book which are really life-changing. It's a shift of consciousness that you have within yourself. Not just these are exercises that I have to do. I don't want to give you one more thing to do. What I want to do is make your life easier so that you can live in a more relaxed, open, and loving state. Because that means that you start seeing the world that way. And if you saw the world that way, it makes you much more effective in everything that you're doing. All right, take care, and I'll show you the next time how you can handle sciatica.